Yo, can y'all hear me all right? Can y'all hear me all right? Got you. What a game. What a game. What a game. I actually just rewatched the game and just so many mistakes and errors. Honestly, Michigan probably should have even the way the offense played, they still had chances to make this a easier win. What's good, bro? The link is in the chat if y'all want to get on the live. We can talk about it. I was hoping my Terps would be a major slaughter, but I can't have nice things in that team. I was hoping y'all was gonna spoil it too. All right, let's get Nate the Great in here.
So Johnny,
What's up, bro?
not much, man. A little worried for this weekend for the game. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the game. Although we hate Haas hate more than anything, but if we play like we did like this last Saturday, I think we're in big trouble. What's your thoughts? I mean, I know we had no quorum when he got hurt, but yeah.
We can't play like that this Saturday.
No, we can't.
And if Corum is hurt, if Corum is hurt, they got to come up with almost a new game plan. Like your game plan of being able to run it down their throat, you're gonna have to change that because Donovan Edwards really isn't that type of back either. He's a change of pace kind of back, but he's not a bell cow.
No. Would you consider Edwards a receiving running back or just a wide receiver? I don't know, but I know he can do it all. But I don't know if you consider
Edwards is a good back, but he doesn't have that physicality like Blake.
Right.
Blake is a smaller dude, but he runs physical. Like Blake is a complete back. There's nothing he doesn't do well. But Donovan isn't there yet. He might be there next year, but he's not there right now. So right now, it is what it is. Blake is a back in college. He's A plus. Donovan might be B plus, but that B plus is a big drop off kind of from Blake from what I see.
Yeah,
but we need one of them for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And plus, I saw Blake. I didn't see Blake in person, but I saw it on ESPN stats for his whatever. It says questionable, but who knows? He might be playing for the game. But if I were Harbaugh, I would play him limited because I don't want him to get hurt that much because I'll play him limited. Limited amount of sacks, but not sacks, games. Sorry. But is it JJ McCarthy regressing or is he turning to K McNamara 2.0?
All right, because this is one of the last few problems with Harbaugh.
Yeah.
He whittles his quarterbacks down to where they're scared to do anything, and they make whatever made them good with if they had some gunslinger in them and I can make that throw. He takes it out of them, and when they need to be that guy, it's almost like they're thinking They're hearing his
Yeah.
coaching in their head, like, don't make that throw. We don't need that. Don't turn it over. So that's why if you see a quarterback in their first year with Harbaugh, they look good, and then things that they did in that first year, they don't do anymore. And some of those things are good things, though.
Yeah, I agree. And plus, I've been saying this to many fans with Harbaugh, what you said actually. Harbaugh is not letting J.D. McCarthy loose, which means he's not letting J.D. McCarthy not letting J.D. McCarthy what J.D. McCarthy needs to do. Like, let him loose and do what he needs to do and to win games, because he was a 5-star coming in this last year, I think. But yeah, I would, if I were a coach staff on Michigan, I would tell Harbaugh, just let J.D. McCarthy loose. I'm tired of this. I am.
I mean, and the way things are going with the running backs, next week, you got to run the read. There ain't no excuse. You have to run the read and make him keep that edge rusher at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to run that. Like, there's no excuse not to. What's the point of having a mobile quarterback, well, a dual threat quarterback, and you don't use him? You barely use him. And when
Exactly.
you do a 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 14, and he picks up 5 yards, that would have been great on 1st or 2nd down, not in 3rd and long. What are you doing?
I mean, yeah, I don't get Harbaugh at all. I don't know if none of us do.
And that's just what it is with him. But
yeah,
let me get to some more of these calls, bro. I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, and go Blue, be Ohio State.
Yes, sir. Go Blue. Who we got? We got the living legend.
What's up, dude?
What's going on, bro?
So I did what you did, and I watched that game. I got about most of the way through the second quarter, and they were just running 5-2 base defense and getting 9 in the box every opportunity they could, and basically daring us to throw.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime we'd run a screen, it would go big. We could, and then toward the end of the fourth quarter, when we were scheming routes, like he would, the last catch there with what's that little running back's name? Gash.
Yeah, Isaiah
Gash. And he scooted up there, got the first down. The tight ends had crossing routes all day long, and I don't know why they just didn't do that, because they could have just blown them out. That fumble at the end by Quorum didn't help. I mean, we were in scoring position there, and then the drop by Anthony and stuff like that. And I'm a little bit more on the positive side. We're 11-0. We've won. We're going to have 2 seasons in a row where we're going to have probably 12 wins. So I think, and JJ, to me, he's still young. He's still a sophomore. I think he's got some kinks he's got to work out. But I think that I blame those offensive coordinators, because if they could have schemed stuff up, and we could have just blown them out. But they just won't. They won't do it. I would have run about probably 5 or 6 of those screens until they started dropping people out of there.
Exactly. They ran it twice, and the second time I think they got 15 or almost 20. The first time you got like 40, and you never used it.
Well, I think Blake Porter could have potentially gone all the way, but he jumped out of bounds too soon. Like I think he thought he was going to get hit, and then he kind of just jumped to the side and went out of bounds. But I think if he would have hung on, he could have taken it to the house.
I just actually rewatched that game, and I'm not sure if he was feeling something earlier in that game, because he had the defender that was right behind him. He had, so it looked like he should have turned back into the field, and instead he just goes out of bounds. So it was kind of weird. I was thinking maybe he was hurt before then, or was feeling some type of pain, maybe.
I think Illinois needs to get a lot more credit. They have a very good defense. They're aren't they top 5 or something like that? And
those boys was hitting. They were hitting. Me and my nephew just rewatched the game, and he played college football. He was like, "Woo, them boys are hitting." I was like, "Yes, they are physical. They out physicaled us. They definitely did."
And I think that's part of the problem why the O-line wasn't looking as good is because they were outnumbered most of the time. And I don't think Ohio State's defensive line is as good as Illinois' line, but last year I don't know what changes they've gone through in personnel from last year to this year, but I think our O-line is better this year. So we'll see if they come out in that 5-2 look. Man, I hope they got about 10 or 15, different types of routes that they can just scheme somebody open or across. I mean, it's Don Brown, man. Just hit him with a crossing route and get going. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say, dude.
Got you. I appreciate it, bro.
All right, dude. Take care.
All right, you too. All right, yeah, Greg in here. Let's see. Is this a Buckeye fan? Let's see what you got to say.
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
What's up, bro?
Hey, listen, man. Ryan Day is going to cost Ohio State a championship. If you watch what he does simple, basic plays when he doesn't need to, and then he complex the plays when he doesn't need to. Like, the reason why C.J. Stroud isn't a clear front runner for the Heisman is because of Ryan Day. If you watch the whole year, look at the whole year of Ohio State games, Ryan Day made C.J. Stroud's job harder. He made his job way harder than it needs to be. He's by himself in shotgun all the time with either Travion Henderson blocking or Mitch Rossi blocking. That's not going to do it all day, every day against defenses. Like, they're going to blitz. So that's what makes C.J. Stroud look so normal, because he's not mobile. He doesn't like escape the pocket like a Bryce Young or, these type of other good QBs. But Ryan Day makes his job harder. He's in the pocket by himself all the time on every down, even first down, second down, by himself in the pocket. He's not even sending two blockers back there. He's not doing any jet sweeps. He's not doing anything to make the defense spread out. He's in the pocket literally from first to third down, every down.
Yeah, definitely. And we on defense, let me ask you, since you're an Ohio State fan, what do you think about next week?
This is what I've been saying all year. If we can stop Michigan run, if we can stop them, we will win. But what we have to do on offense, it's our offense that's going to cost us. That's what people don't understand. People think it's Michigan offense versus Ohio State defense. I actually think it's Ohio State offense versus Michigan defense. That's the game. That's the big thing everybody missing. Because if Ryan Day does basic plays, basic play calling, basic scheme, we're not just gonna beat Michigan like how we should. We should do jet sweeps, motion,
eye candy,
a lot of stuff to spread Michigan out so we can actually run the ball. People think Ohio State offensive line is bad. It's actually not. It's Ryan Day's scheme and his run plays. They know what you're gonna do. They know what Ryan Day is gonna run. He's gonna he runs to the rep. He runs every time in pistol. Every time C.J. Stroud is in pistol, Ryan Day running the ball. That's a fact. So teams know that. So when they say, "Oh, C.J. Stroud in pistol," they're gonna run.
You sound like a Michigan fan.
Or when, like I said, he doesn't. In 2018 when Urban Meyer gave Dwayne Haskins blockers, he gave Dwayne Haskins help in 2018. That's why we was able to get the crossing routes open. This year, you see how, like last year, use last year as an example, no help at all for C.J. Stroud. This is a 21-year-old boy. He's Ryan Day is putting pressure on him like he's Peyton Manning, Tom Brady.
Yeah, and Aiden blew your game up on those third downs.
We should have beat y'all easily last year, with a right scheme. Of course, our defense was bad, so we wasn't a national championship contender, but I still think we should have beat Michigan last year. Ryan Day did nothing to beat Michigan last year.
He thought he underestimated how good our ends were.
So I'm gonna wrap this up by saying, just watch the game. Watch Ryan Day scheme. If he does no jet sweeps, no motions, no giving CJ Stroud help in the pocket, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be one of those big games, tight games. It's gonna be stressful. It's gonna be stressful for both teams. This isn't a good game. Like, this isn't like I don't feel confident in Ohio State that they just gonna win. Like, this isn't like I feel like it's on us.
No, both sides are feeling kind of the same way, I think, right now. The way the season has played out. We're both 11-0, but we both know we both have a lot of chinks in the armor, whether it's coaching or injuries. Like, we both know we're kind of struggling somewhat in certain phases.
It's just not looking right. That's just the game. I just want people to notice that. Watch Ryan Day play calling. Watch how much pressure he puts on CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud should be an easy Heisman Trophy front runner. He's not because of Ryan Day.
Got you. All right, bro. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, have a good one. Go Bucks.
Go Blue, my brother. All right. Let's see. What's up, bro?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm actually in Columbus right now. I'm a Ohio State alum. I cover the team, and heading into this game, I feel like we didn't look very good against Maryland. And I actually love your coverage. I've been watching your channel since you've been ranting about Don Brown. The biggest thing that I want people to know about this game is that it's going to come down to Emeka and Julian Fleming. I don't think you guys are going to let Marvin Harrison beat you guys. I just don't see it. And our running backs right now, they're banged up, and it doesn't seem like Jackson's going to play. It's been reported, in Columbus that I think his dad said it, if we make the playoffs, he'll probably play. And there's been a lot of optimism because you've seen Jameson Williams tear his ACL in the playoffs or in a championship game. He was still a high pick. So was, I think, Mechie got hurt. So you can get hurt and play. But if you guys can't stop Fleming and Ibuka, we're going to dominate y'all. But if y'all stop them, I'm very concerned about the game.
Got you. Yeah, and I listen to Ryan Smith a lot. I don't know if y'all still rock with him or I don't know. But he was saying that JSN probably wasn't going to play if he didn't play against Maryland. He probably wasn't going to play in the game against Michigan. So you're right. If those two dudes get off, your second and third receivers, if they get off, we're going to have a long day.
What's your outlook on Ohio State's defense? They haven't looked that good recently. We have not looked good. And Northwestern gave a nice blueprint. Iowa, they gave CJ some struggle. I think your defense is up there with Iowa. For the previous caller, I think Illinois, they have one of their best defenses. So I expected y'all not to score a lot. But for us, are you scared a little bit?
With Blake, if Blake wasn't hurt, I was way more confident before that injury because I don't think even if he plays, I'm not sure he'll be Blake. He'll be a version of Blake, but not the one that we need. So if he's out and Donovan Edwards, we don't know if he's going to play. So if we're down to our third string backs, which none of them are dynamic, or I don't even think they're ready for this moment, we're going to be on the struggle bus on offense, honestly.
It's going to be – so I'm in Columbus right now. It's really hyped. This is the first time in 4 years since you guys have came down here. Obviously, 2019, we went to you guys' crib. I don't know what happened in 2020. I'm not going to speculate, and then you beat us last year. So tonight, 9 p.m., it's a run. Tomorrow's a rally. They crossing out the M, so we're ready to see y'all. Would you have a score prediction?
Score prediction, honestly, I don't even know. I don't really do that type of stuff, so I can't really say because I don't know who's going to play. You know what I'm saying?
The last thing I'm going to say before I get off here, if Hayden plays,
I'm scared of him. I'm scared of him.
I said before the season started, I felt like they should have redshirted Hayden because we had to do transfer in from Arizona State. His name was Chip. He's been injured. Obviously, Travion. Mayan was really great. I got to interview the running backs coach. He talked a lot about Mayan. Dallin is good, but I think the Penn State running backs, you guys shut them down. They're really good as freshmen, so obviously he wants to play and prove that he's on the level as them. But if he gets more reps, he averaged like 5 yards a carry the last game. He's gonna be a problem. But I don't know. Ryan Day loves to throw the ball, so I just don't trust. He gets greedy.
Yeah, that's what I like about him for us, because he gets too pass happy, and third and short, it's easier to run it than pass it, because you can bring the blitz, play tight man coverage, make him get rid of it quick. All right, you off the field. But that physical nature of just handing it off, picking up a two easy yards, that's hard to stop.
And obviously you being a Team Up North fan, I don't know how much you watch Ohio State, but if you go back and watch that Penn State game, they had us in some situations that I think you guys can schematically, y'all can get us. But it's gonna be a good game. I'm excited. I'm going to the game, so subscribe to my channel. I've been at all the games talking crazy.
What's your channel,
bro? Jason D'Angelo.
Jason D'Angelo. I'm gonna check you out. That's all I do. Watch content.
So if you watch my videos, I'm at every game and so the Notre Dame, we haven't looked that good at home. I think if you guys start out really fast, wait, time up for my final question, because there's a lot of Team Up North fans in Columbus. If you guys win the coin toss, do you want the ball first or do you want to wait till the second half?
Second half. I'm a second half guy.
You don't want the ball first?
No. I want y'all to get the ball and us to stop you. So you already lose a little bit of confidence because you think you're so much more explosive than us. So I want y'all to get
rivals Michigan State. Michigan State, they took the ball. They said they gave us the ball and it wasn't a good day last year. I'm telling you, take the ball.
Michigan State. I don't care what Michigan State do. Y'all be doing them bad. Y'all do them real.
Take the ball. Dude, think about it. First time 4 years, them tickets is going for like crazy amount of money right now. Why would you not want to silence us?
I'm gonna silence. This is my point. I'm gonna silence you when I get you on that 3 and out, and then we get the ball. Now I get what you're saying. Like we could go down, score, silence the crowd a little bit, but no, I want y'all to know off top, it's going to be a long day for your offense. I want you to know that off top, get you in a 3 and out, and then we get the ball and run it down your throat.
When you listen to Ryan Day's his conferences, he says 85 snaps. If we win 40 of them snaps, 40 to 85, it's going to be a rout. The question is, how physical can y'all be? Our offensive lineman, one of our starters, he went down in that Maryland game. There's not been an update on his injury. If he doesn't play our right guard, that's a problem because we already can't run the ball. And I don't think Marvin's going to get off. I would love for him to get off, but I'm not letting Marvin Harrison beat me if I'm you. I would do cover 2. CJ struggles a lot in cover 2, but he can make great throws. So if y'all in cover 2 a lot, pressing up, don't get back. If you're back on, Julian will get you in the slot. I'm just saying. So if y'all stop them, but I'm about to get up here. But I love your channel. All right.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, and go Bucks. Michigan sucks.
Y'all killing me. Yeah, real quick though. If I'm Michigan, they're probably gonna bracket him or double him, however you want to say it or do it. But Marvin Harrison is whoever's on him's most likely gonna have a lot of help. That's one way you can do it. Or you can do the tight man coverage across the board, a safety over the top. I mean, 2 safeties over the top also like they did last year. And this is tight man coverage. The thing about this year is to do that tight man coverage with two safeties over the top, you got to have a good pass rush. I'm not sure our ends are that or on that level to be Aiden and Ojabo to where we can rush forward and they coming. Like they coming. It's a pass. This is a passing down. They're coming. You better give them help. So that's the give and take. I think to do what we really want to do, to slow them down, we're gonna have to blitz a little bit more, which I mean, we all know if you're blitzing, you're taking guys out of coverage. So a little bit different, but what's up, bro? You live.
Hey, what's up, Johnny? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right after that heart attack yesterday.
Yeah, put 10 years off your life, didn't it? God forbid, right? Let me ask you something, Johnny. Let me ask you something. You ever been with a girl who can't cook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like she don't wash the chicken. She don't know how to wash the chicken. She starts the seasoning process without washing the chicken. She put the chicken in the stove and come back 45 minutes to check on it and realize why it's still raw. Well, baby, you didn't cut the stove on. You know what I'm saying? She the type that put she'll try to cook you she'll try to cook you breakfast and put bacon in the on the pot on the skillet, and then she put grease on it. She put grease on the bacon and started a grease fire. You know, a disaster, right? Well, that's our offensive coordinators, bro. That's Matt Weiss and Sharon more than me. Don't know what the hell they doing. They don't have a clue, not a clue on what they're doing. But you know what? I looked in their background and I was like, well, I can't really blame you. Matt Weiss was the Ravens running back coach. So what does he know about passing? You know what I'm saying? You're the running backs coach. Sharon Moore was the tight ends coach at, for the Chippewas. He's been the the offensive line coach here since he's been in Michigan. So he's got a tight end coach background and a run game coordinator background. So what does he know about passing? So I can't really hate on him like that because that all comes from the man upstairs. The big man, Big Jim. That's his problem. So how can I blame the coaches when Jim Harbaugh, the same guy who hired Gaddis without ever interviewing him in person? How can I actually be mad at these guys? So me complaining, losing 10 years off my life watching this abysmal offense. I can't be mad at these guys anymore for them not being able to scheme, for them not being able to set up plays, for them not getting the quarterback in rhythm. I've still yet to see a flanker screen to Roman Wilson where he scored on the first play of the game for the first season, first game of the season.
Stop going to this.
Yeah, exactly. Where has that been? That's a good setup play to get the quarterback in rhythm. People out here saying he can't pass and saying he don't, they wanting Cade McNamara to come back in the game. They're calling for Cade to come back. Like, really?
We ain't seen
Cade McNamara.
We ain't seen a wide receiver screen in about 5-6 weeks, I'd say.
5-6 weeks. Yeah, exactly. You like to get the running backs involved. Where's the running back screen? Where is that at?
That was the first time. Look, bro, yesterday was the first time we've seen running back screens since 2016.
Exactly. I think Davion Smith was the running back when we was having those doing those wide receiver screens when they was throwing to Chris Evans. Yeah, Chris Evans. Like, come on, man. But I can't. Our wide receiver room, which was supposed to be a strength this year, has tremendously failed us and failed JJ. I don't put it all on him. He does have some erratic throws where he's not setting his feet and overshooting guys. So some of it is on him, but I'm not going to put it all on him because I've seen him. I've seen him put the ball on the money, much like the Andrew Anthony. Did he catch it? No. He didn't catch it at all. Hit him right in the hands. Didn't even track it.
It's some of everything.
It's some of everything.
With the lack of a pass game, it's either JJ's not throwing it wrong, not seeing the right read.
Mm-hmm.
If he does throw a dime, they drop it. The passing concepts are trash most of the time. They don't
the route tree. Yeah.
The route tree. They don't set up these plays.
Nope. Hitch routes. Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
If you go run all those out routes and you don't hit them with an out and up, a double move, nothing like that. It's like, bro, what are you doing? You don't know how to. They don't know how to progress the plays during the game. You set something up so later in the game it pays a dividend. We threw all those out routes to set up the double move for a monster play. They don't know how to do that.
They don't know. Yeah, but you know who knew how to do that? Jed Fish. They need to go find him, dig him up wherever he is. I don't know where he's doing, who he's with, but they need to go get him.
I think he's in Arizona. I think he's on Arizona.
Okay, yeah, because that was some of the best route running trees I've seen in this entire coaching tenure. Like those routes he used to have J.U. Chesson and Amar Darboh running, like those were NFL routes. We need a guy like that because Sharon Moore and Matt Weiss just ain't getting it done for me. I mean, I wanted, I wanted to give them time, but I've seen enough. And people are saying, well, they're saving stuff for Ohio State. No, we're not. We're not saving anything. Please don't expect a Philly special. Don't expect a Statue of Liberty. We're not bringing none of that out, bro. Like what we have is what we're gonna do. We're gonna line up in the shotgun and run a halfback dive 80 times in the game, and we may give AJ Henning the ball this time around on the end around. We may see a double end around. That's about it. We're not doing anything with Ohio State. I refuse to believe that they've been working on special stuff for Ohio State that they haven't already brought out. No, it ain't happening. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not even sure AJ Henning is healthy right now.
Yeah, well, I didn't see him last game.
He wasn't even returning punts yesterday.
And I mean, thank God, because with a game that close, I mean, with what he doing, he might have cost us that game. To be honest with you.
Ronnie Bell did do his thing. Ronnie Bell was doing his thing yesterday.
I mean, as much as they was punting, I mean, he would have cost us that game, getting antsy. So that's probably for the best that he wasn't back there. I hope he's okay. But I mean, we said it. Don't get Blake hurt. You running them into the ground. What happens? They got him hurt. Last game of the year.
They think I just be making up stuff, bro. Like
exactly.
I do. Like I've been watching football since I was a little kid, staying up late watching Monday Night Football while my pops falls asleep. I'm up till 12:30, sleepy in my first class. I've been staying up watching football. Like I do this, bro.
But a lot of it ain't common sense though, bro. I'm trying to figure out. We not paid to do this. How we know this, but they don't know. Like you can't run him into the ground. Use our other players. I've been saying this all year. They used Coastal Loveland last year. I mean, the last few weeks. I like that kid. Yeah, I like him better than the Schoonmaker. I like him better than Schoonmaker, to be honest with you. I know Schoon can block and he can catch. He seems to be the only one who can actually get separation. But if you touch him, he's going on the ground. I don't like that for a tight end. So hopefully, we get all our guys back, man. It's just. Well, here's a consolation. Let me stop complaining all the time. I'll give you one consolation for this. Because I done been on here and just whining about it, our team. I've been so emotional watching these guys. But here's a consolation. I'm proud of them for this reason and this reason alone. Michigan teams in the past, and this past decade, would have lost that game. With this adversity. Games like this one, games like Penn State last year, Nebraska last year, Rutgers last year, Maryland this year, we would have found a way to lose these games with the adversity of not having our best players out there. And we didn't. We didn't fold like a tent. We did what we could with the guys we had and made it work and got out there with victory over a very good team. So I'm very happy about that. That's a consolation. It speaks to the program and the direction of it. So I'm very happy about that. Never knew how important Mike Morris was until I saw yesterday. That guy, what he does doesn't quantify in numbers to me. The impact that he makes. Yeah. The impact he makes. Exactly. Like you can go ahead and touch on that. Like the way he sets the edge and because of his size, he's massive. It's just we missed him yesterday, so hopefully he's okay. I'm gonna try to have some optimism for next week, man. Watching Maryland, because I was watching Maryland rooting so hard for them to win yesterday. They always seem to just. I would have been cool with them losing. I mean, winning by like 3 or whatever, but they always seem to like make the score larger than what the they get lucky. At the end. They always do that. I'm like, man, and for somebody who didn't watch the game, you were like, oh, they beat them by 13. Oh, come on, man. Come on, Talia, whatever your name is. Like, come on, man. Man. Yeah, so anyway, we need to beat them dudes. Go Blue. Sorry, I took up so much time, but I was just, just a lot going on here that I watched yesterday. I was not happy, but we're going to turn it around next week.
We got to.
We got to. So I appreciate you, man. Just wanted to get that off.
Ain't no problem. This y'all chance to vent. You know, I get to vent all the time on here, so this y'all chance.
Yes, sir. But yeah, you have a good week, and we catch you later. Go Blue.
Yes, sir. Go Blue. All right, I'm gonna let you in a second, Brian. I just wanted to say real quick, like he was saying with Mike Morris, the problem with why he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves is people keep trying to compare him to Aiden and Ojabo, I guess you could say, even though I think he's a better overall player than Ojabo because he's good at run defense and pass rushing. Now, Aiden was good at both, but Aiden was just a better pass rusher. So people want to try to compare him. Oh, he ain't Aiden. Well, he ain't Aiden, but he's good in his own right. He's the best we got this year, so that's just a fact. So as far as pass rush, he's the best we got. And as far as edge rushers, I mean edge defenders, he's the best. He inside, outside. You can move him to D tackle and he can play there. You can put him on the outside. He can slightly drop into coverage. He does all these things well. And he's got the most tackles for loss and the most sacks on the team. Like, this dude is a stud. We need him. If he's not in, now you got a guy that was playing 20 snaps. Now he has to play 50 snaps. It messes with your depth, especially playing a good team. The better the team, the more the starters usually play more reps. So yesterday, Mike Morris would have been on the field all game, basically, because he's on the field all game anyway, most of the time. So that's just when he's out, you lose a good or great player and you lose some of your depth. All right, bro.
What's good?
What's going on?
Hey man, are you sick of watching teams, especially teams with less talent, have receivers that can catch 50-50 balls? Are we the only team that can't catch 50-50 balls?
Yeah. It seems. I mean, honestly, it seems like it.
It make no sense.
No sense that we don't. And I don't understand why we don't even try. Like last year, we would try them more. This year, they've been so out of sync that even when they've thrown it, so either it hasn't even been close most of the time. So it's like, I don't know what's Ron Bellamy. He got to go. I'm sorry. If he's a good recruiter, let him recruit or whatever. As far as receivers coach, you got to go.
I'm watching the Illinois QB throw just perfect touch passes to the outside, and then I watch JJ just overthrowing the same, either corner post routes or out routes that this lesser talented QB's throwing perfectly. And this goes back to the whole point of it's a hardball thing at this point to me, because this is a trend at this point.
That's a fact.
And I be getting into discussions with Michigan fans and they was, well, look at our record the last 2 years. I'm like, that's not because of the QB. That's because we got rid of Don Brown, and our run game is the best it's been since Harbaugh's been here. It's not because the QB play got better. It's because those other areas got better.
Now you got better offensive line play, and you actually got stud backs.
Yeah, even that 2016 year, we had an amazing defense, but the O-line, and we had a slow running back.
If we had one of these backs, we probably would have beat Ohio State easily.
Oh, yeah, and the O-line was good, but it wasn't good against the better competition. The O-line the past 2 years has been good in pretty much every game, running the ball. But, yeah, no, man, it's just so frustrating because this team could be like several notches better than what it is, especially in the pass game.
Yeah, it's like he's happy with status quo. And like the other caller was saying, Harbaugh should have did his due diligence to understand you've got enough run guys. What you need to worry about is you need to have a guy that focuses on the pass. Now, as much as I killed Josh Gaddis, that was a good match for Harbaugh. Once he embraced Harbaugh's philosophy and was like, okay, let me scheme up my pass game off of his run plays, that was a good mix. That was a good mix. Gaddis wants to pass. Harbaugh is going to run. Now you got something, a little something, not what we really wanted all the way, but you got something. This ain't gonna cut it, bro.
No, it's not. But at the same time, like the plays are still there. The receivers is like that Angelo Anthony play, that was a dime.
Oh, he's and like I was saying on my post game, he's lost all confidence. And they don't make it better for him because they never all season they've never gave him like a little drag route. If he did run it, they didn't throw it to him for some reason. So
it's hard watching him run a route too, bro. It's like he like gets to the top of his route and he just like starts looking everywhere and slows down.
mm-hmm.
It's so hard to watch that. And then Roman Wilson, I don't know where his go and post routes went. They're gone.
They don't barely. I don't know. They don't. They
It
don't
make no sense.
To me, this is why I say you need either a pass game coordinator or either another coach that is focused, understands how to have a good or great passing game, because they don't know how to use these guys. They don't know how to use these receivers. What does he do? What does he do well? What does this guy do well? Roman Wilson can get deep, and you want to get it to him in space. AJ Henning can be used on jet sweeps and screens, things like that. He's quick and fast. Andrew Anthony should be able to go up and get it. I've seen Cornelius go up and get it in years past. He's 6'2", 6'3". What's his advantage? He's tall and bigger. Use that to your advantage. They don't seem to understand these things.
Yeah, and the other frustrating thing was JJ, when he would keep it, stop bouncing it to the outside. You had so many lanes you could have cut up the middle. Instead, you're trying to bounce it to the outside where the defenders are at. I'm like, what are you doing? You weren't doing that earlier in the year. You would cut it up the middle.
Yeah, yesterday was a big boy game. Them boys was hitting. And by the fourth quarter, they should have realized, like, you got to get whatever you can get. Go get those yards. Don't be trying to bounce it out unless it's wide open. Don't try to bounce it. Get what you can get. And they didn't really figure that out. Like JJ was trying to do that late in the fourth quarter when it was like, bro, we need every yard you can get.
Oh yeah, there was a specific play where he keeps the ball and there's like he could have got like 6-7, but instead of making that cut, he bounces it to the outside. I'm like, what are you doing?
I just rewatched the game, and me and my nephew were just talking about that. That he could have his first down, you could have got at least five. So that makes a 2nd and 5. Instead, you try to bounce it, you gain 1. Now you're in 2nd and 9. You're behind the stick. You're behind the chains. So you have to keep us on pace and ahead of schedule.
Oh yeah, you were talking about Mike Morris, man. Mike Morris is a very underrated player. Aiden was a great pass rusher, and he was good against the run, but I would almost say Morris is a more all-around defensive lineman. Because if you watch the tape, bro, like he stuffs the run. Like
he's a beast.
Just as good as anybody. Yeah.
The sack is the flashy play. And that's why people they get mad because we're not getting he doesn't have 13 sacks. But this dude, he's got 7. That's what I'm saying. He does his job very well, but you won't notice unless you keep watching the game and see, like, dang, Mike Morris making tackle for loss, setting the edge, things like that. You won't see it.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And I hope Corn's back, man. I hope Corn's back because it's gonna be tough to beat that team in Columbus without Corn. Because I'm looking at that depth. It gets scary once you get down that depth. It ain't like Ohio State. Like they got running backs for days. Like even that Dallas Hayden kid, he might be better than Henderson. And I don't know if you watched that kid.
I watched him. He's out of Memphis. I moved here to Florida from Memphis. Memphis is a tough, hard-nosed place. I'm scared of dude. He's tough. He's tough in his vision and his speed. I think Ryan Day might have figured out that he might actually be better than Henderson right now.
Yeah, he might have lucked into that, to be honest with you. Because Henderson, he gets touched, he falls.
Mm-hmm.
He don't know how to break a tackle. He don't like getting hit at all. And don't get me wrong, I feel like even if we had a semi good pass game, we had cornerback, we'd have a good chance because I do think that I think there was a stat like Harrison Jr. gets like 50% of the passes. Something crazy like that. So if you could just bracket him and then just trust everything else, I feel like you got a good chance. But you need cornerback, and that pass game has to step up at least a notch or two.
If we don't have Corum, the Michigan defense is going to have to do what Notre Dame did and hold them to about 21. Maybe less, but at least about 21. They're going to have to play that good on defense to hold Ohio State to 21 or something.
That's asking a lot, bro.
No, I ain't say that with confidence. I just said it.
Hey, at least we ain't gonna be like Steve. Was it Steve D? What's his last? What Michigan podcast guy?
Steve Dace.
Yeah, I'm still gonna watch the game. You know.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch.
Yeah, I know he didn't watch the game last year, but
I would have hated to miss that game.
Can you imagine that? That would have sucked, bro. He probably felt sick. He probably felt sick to his stomach.
I know it. That's why I was roasting him last year.
Oh yeah, no doubt. All right, man. I got a jet, but it was good talking to you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Yeah, if Blake isn't healthy, the Michigan defense is going to have to. They're gonna have to do what they did yesterday. And I know some people were trying to act like our defense is just garbage or something. All of a sudden, just because a team has 2 or 3 good drives, that ain't saying your defense is trash. 2 or 3 good drives, they gave up 17 points and got us the ball back. You got to think the first half we won. The first half was 3-7. Illinois had 1 good drive and got 3 points off of it. So you got to think all of those other drives that we had where we did nothing. And then, the last drive, Blake fumbled in the red zone. So that was a good drive. But so we basically had 2 good drives in the first half. But I think we had 5 possessions in the first half. So you got to think about all those drives where we got on the fringe of the red zone, the fringe, like on the 40 or 30, and we punted. The drive stalled out. Well, those were drives where the defense got you the ball back. And then they kept getting us the ball back at the end of the game, or it would have been over. So the defense, it's a heavy task, but the way it's looking, that's what they're gonna have to do for us to win, especially if Blake isn't 100%. They're gonna have to play they're gonna have to play their best game of the year. It is what it is, but that's just looking like what they're gonna have to do for us to win. Because it just don't look like we got the offensive coordinators to scheme up open pass plays consistently. And even if they do, will the receiver catch it? Will JJ see the right read? Because Mike Locksley, you can say what he wants, but he can scheme up. He can scheme up plays. We saw that ourselves when we played Maryland. He's scheming up dudes wide open. That game should have been a little bit different because Maryland dropped probably a touchdown. So I think that's 4 points off the board. I think they got a field goal on that drive, but they should have had a touchdown. That's 4 points. Let's see. That Blake injury drop would have sealed the game if we didn't lose possession there. If we had scored there, the game probably done. Exactly. So Blake fumbling that ball, I can't blame him, but it did give them more hope because they were at least going to go down 10, if not 14-0. But that fumble and then seeing that Blake wasn't 100% and he's out of the game, that gave Indiana a lot of confidence. Let's see. Are you waiting to get in here, or I just talked to you? I think he just never left. Let's see. Jay Marion says, I think we prepared for OSU instead of Illinois this past week. I mean, I think they just planned on running that ball down their throat and doing what we normally do. And when Blake got hurt, it put a uh-oh. It was uh-oh, Blake is hurt. Now Donovan Edwards is already not even suited up. Now you on your third, fourth, and fifth running back. So guys that were going to get 5 carries, now they getting the bulk of the carries. CJ Stokes, who Weatherspoon welcomed him to college football yesterday. That boy Weatherspoon was laying some wood on CJ Stokes. Woo, I just watched that game again, and I was like, woo, that boy is hitting. Illinois was hitting. Them boys was hitting. If you got the time, watch that game and watch Illinois' defense lay that wood on Michigan. I'm a defensive dude, so I just love to see that. Like the passion and guys running through, not slowing up, not trying to arm tackle, but heat-seeking missile. I'm about to run through you, dog. You trying to tiptoe up the sideline. You want to try to get a little push. You think I'm just going to push you? Them boys was running through dudes. I'm talking about cleaning dudes up. And it was, I hate to say this, I like to see hitting, not against my team like that. Thankfully, we got the win. But them boys, that physicality that they had, that's what we have to get to get to the next level. Because when you get to the playoff, most of those defenses fly around and hit like Illinois was yesterday. Michigan fan says, we did not sack or pressure DeVito. We had a few pressures. But he got away from them. He did get away from them. Chris K says, Witherspoon was clowning in UM. Hey, we got a big pass interference on him late that kind of sealed it for us to get in the red zone. But besides that, that boy was out there playing. That boy was playing some ball. I can't even front. Dude was out there playing. Those are the type of dudes you need. You want to change your culture or you want to get to the next level? Dude is nice. I can't even front. I got to give dude his respect. Let's see. We got Ora. I don't know how you say it. You live, bro, if you in here. Hello?
Hey, Johnny, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, bro. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Yo, like it's rivalry week when we got Buckeyes coming in here, man. Like, but it's good to hear that they are as worried about their team as we're worried about ours. But like with all the injuries you got right now. And like I'm not expecting Blake to be 100%. I'm not even expecting him to be like 80%. And if DE doesn't play, I'm just at peace with it. Whatever happens, happens. But you had to take that I thought was pretty good was that they have to game plan. They had to come up with a new game plan because going in there and expecting to run the ball like we like to run the ball is not going to work with Blake. 80%, and DE, DE like shouldering most of the carries. It's just not going to work. They're going to have to get creative. They're going to have to, flare the ball out to the flat and, just spread this defense out and hope to make some plays. But you know, I think, I watch every year. I've gone back and watched a lot of these games multiple times. You have these receivers. I mean, outside of the tight ends, all have just been below par all year long, man. Like, and I mean, and it was really highlighted in that Anthony catch. I mean, dropping that, not even the fact that he dropped it, but like, he looked lost out there. Like that looked like you were a Division I athlete, dog. Like you play for Michigan, you get a deep ball, and you look like you don't know what you're doing out there, man. Like his hands just flailing all over the place. It looked like he was from the Replacements or something like that, dog. Like I don't know what that was.
That's not even a drop. He never even he never even
You,
went clean through. He never even got a
that's
grip
what I'm
on
saying.
it.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't even call that a drop. That's just like a miss. You know what I mean? Like he had no chance to get that ball. And that ball would hit him in the face. You know what I mean? Like that was a dime that he threw.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And he played it right. He cut in so he could, have the
yeah,
advantage, and then he lets it go right through like roll. How you do everything right except make the catch?
yeah. And I know that you watch DG on 1030 or 1050 with Sam Webb. You know, he talks about the receivers and like how they're not lining up right, how they're not running their routes right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like, he's throwing it to a spot. And if you're lined up in the wrong spot, the whole route is bust. Like even before you say hike, you know what I mean? And so, like now we're here. It's 11-0 versus 11-0. Like the thing is, like this team, like the Bucks, like they got a good squad. Like I'm not gonna go down there tripping like walking into Columbus, something we haven't done in 20 years, and we're just gonna pull out a dub. But this team is definitely beatable, and
Mm-hmm.
to let them off the hook this year, like this, if this is the year Columbus and went beat them, like this is the team. Like this is the team they're gonna be able to do it because they got flaws, man. They got big time flaws.
Yeah,
Isn't
they
a
got
typical
balls.
Buckeye
You gotta be
defense.
able to exploit them.
Yeah, and so there's just a couple things I want to say. Like, props to the defense, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you're facing the number one rusher in the country, like he's gonna get his. You know what I mean? And he got his. But just come fourth quarter when we could not give up any more points, they shut it down. They shut it down. And that's what we had to have. Like that is what I'm talking about. Like that's the kind of stuff that we can travel on the road to Columbus with. You know what I mean? Like if we can get some key stops and our offense can keep us in the game, going into the fourth quarter, whatever happens, happens.
Yep.
There's just one thing I'm going to push back on you a little bit with you were saying yesterday about how we got all these offensive coordinators and nobody's running the pass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Matt Weiss, though, like he was with the Ravens for 12 years. You know what I mean? Like he was helping run that offense and come up with game plans. Like, so he has the to make a game plan for an offense. He worked with the receivers.
He's run focused.
I hear you, but he did coach receivers and he coached the quarterbacks in the NFL and at Michigan before he became the OC. So what I'm saying is like he has past experience. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he may not be like Matt Canada where he's like very past focused, but he does have experience coming up with a game plan, like a full game plan, not just a run. And like that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
like,
if that's
but
the case, then what's the problem? What's the problem?
But like it's like one of those things. That's the thing that's like so like crazy. It's kind of like it's so frustrating. Is that this offense should on paper be better, but we're not. But at the same time, we're 11-0. You know what I'm saying? We're steamrolling teams, but we still could be better. And like the only thing that I can see changing is either Matt White's getting another job, like going either to the NFL or taking a head coaching job. Because we're not going to fire him. You're not going to fire a guy after going 11-0, even if you do lose to Ohio State. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I just think that's just one of those things where I can't even say he's a young OC because he's young, but he's been coaching for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy. But I'm a college football fan. I don't like just Michigan. I like all this kind of stuff, but I'm just happy the position Michigan's in. You know, like Tennessee, they got boat race yesterday. I was listening to some Tennessee people talking. They over here talking about, if you ain't playing for a national championship at Tennessee, then you ain't playing. Like y'all were 7-6. Y'all were 7-6 last year. Y'all were irrelevant for a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of here. Y'all beat Bama. That's a success for y'all. Okay.
Yeah,
and they still play for the SEC championship. Yeah. But listen, like, it's if Ohio State and Michigan go in this game, play a tight game, and like LSU loses and USC loses, then I mean I could see that, but the way the ESPN ain't gonna let two Big Ten teams in. I'm like people just need to understand that. Like even if both teams are deserving, ESPN ain't gonna let two Big Ten teams in. They would rather put a 2-loss SEC team in the play do that. Like
we just need we need help.
Yeah,
we need TCU to lose, we need USC to lose, and we need Georgia to beat LSU, which they probably will. So it's really we need TCU and USC to lose, and then they're gonna have to put us both in unless we just get done so bad, or we do them.
I forgot that. Tennessee. I forgot that Tennessee was out of this.
But
it's out. I mean, this is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll get off. Winning college football games, a bunch of not easy. Okay, it takes a culture to come through and win games like the games we did yesterday. Like that game had everything was working against us. The weather, our star running back 1 and 2 out. We were down to our walk-on running back, which at Michigan is wild to me. Like he should never be getting any run, but like here we are. And when we needed it, our defense came through, found a way to win the game. Barring and the thing is we still played boo-boo and won the game. So I mean I'm still proud of this team. I'm so proud of this team. I still feel like we're going in the right direction in general. We just need to get better to the next level. Because the thing is, like right now, what we got is high class problems. We're trying to get to that elite level. We're like on the cusp of elite. I think nationwide we're elite. People look and say that Michigan's back, but if you want to stay here, we just need to take that one extra step. Whether it's like the OCs becoming boss, taking it to the next level, like we're right there. We're right there, and I feel it in the way you talk about it. Like you see that, like we're right there, but like we just need to take that extra step and just become elite.
Yes, sir.
But yeah,
I'm gonna elaborate on that in a second.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Go Blue. Whatever happens on Saturday, go Blue.
Yes, sir. Go Blue. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, and this is why I know people say I'm always hard on the team and stuff like that, and this is why. It's because everything can get better every year. So what did I make this page? 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. Don Brown. I kept telling people Don Brown is garbage. Don Brown is garbage. Kept telling people. Nobody wanted to listen at first. They slowly started to listen. Got rid of Don Brown. Soon as we get rid of him, what happened? Boom, playoff. So it's certain things that you have to have right. Right now, we got the running back coach. We got the run game. We got the offensive line. Beautiful, on point. What's the next step to get to that next level we want to be? Get the pass game where it can be, just in case you need it, because you're going to need it. So get that right. Wide receiver coach, Ron Bellamy, you got to go. I'm sorry. The way the receivers have regressed from Gaddis to you got to go. That's just all it is to it. If the players that are under you aren't showing improvement, or at least that they're the same as last year, as far as skill wise, you got to go. I used to tell people that Jay Harbaugh, why is he coaching running backs? He's got to go. He's got to go to another coach, something else. They moved him from special teams from running back coach to special teams. Oh, wow. All of a sudden, our running backs look like they're ready for the NFL, and they're getting better every year. You got to have these the right position coaches to develop these guys. It's important. Harbaugh's not coaching everybody. These position coaches spend the most time with these dudes. They have to coach them up. That's why it matters, and that's why I harp on certain things, because I know how important it is. What's up, bro?
Hey, Johnny, what's up?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
So I'm gonna get serious on you. So let's compare Gaddis to Weiss and be honest. Because honest truth, if you look back to last year, I think we were all more confident in Cade's passing game, even when we played O State, versus going into this game next week. Like last year, I recall Cade 200-yard games, 300-yard games, touchdowns. Like he could get the ball down the field. The difference between last year and this year is that it's year 2 in the defensive scheme that's effective, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a run game last year. So the difference is we're just a little bit more mature. Like, in other words, when we played Michigan State, when we played Michigan State last year, we were kind of immature, so that's why we lost that game. And that's why I think we were 10-1 coming into the Ohio State game.
Mm-hmm.
This year we're more mature, so that's why we're 11-0. But that doesn't necessarily mean that our offense was better than what Gaddis had us.
It's not. I mean, as far as the pass game and the eye candy, see, even against Ohio State, we did a lot of eye candy. Our first touchdown was on a jet sweep to A.J. Henning, or a jet sweep reverse, something like that. But it was a receiver. A.J. Henning scored the first touchdown. And also the thing is about Gaddis, that was his third year. So that was the Cade, the receivers, most of those players, that was their third year in Gaddis' system. So
Okay.
Consistency.
And so here's another thing about the wide receivers, right? So this is the one thing I've been watching Michigan for the last 15 years. Whenever I see wide receivers doing these crossing routes and like the ball is either behind them or over their head or something, that's not the receiver's fault. I see these receivers beating coverage, but maybe the accuracy isn't there. And I think, honest truth, that's because, like we all know, we don't think that our quarterback gets enough practice downfield throwing the ball, because he never does it. We just run Blake into the ground, right? And then and then when he goes down and we're forced to throw it, I think the last couple of games, I really haven't seen our tight ends be that much involved. What do you think?
I mean, they should have been getting the offense, the pass game, the receivers. I mean, they used the tight ends. Loveland, they used him a lot yesterday. He looks like a receiver, but he's a tight end. But they didn't really use it. They should have got these guys consistency earlier in the year, especially going against the cupcakes, the highly touted cupcakes everybody's talked about us for playing. That was the time to let JJ make mistakes,
Right.
free mistakes, because you're not going to lose the game if he makes these mistakes. So let him try some stuff. Let him throw the ball. They didn't do it. They were just happy to, we're up, let's run it. Get him out the game. He should have been throwing it 30, 40 times in those games just to get the repetitions, maybe get some consistency, get him feeling himself, get the receivers, get Andrew Anthony.
Good point. Because look, I'm not knocking JJ. I actually think JJ, if he given the right environment, he would be a beast, right? And I remember last year, Anthony, I feel like dude was going to be like Braylon Edwards, and came out this year, he don't even get the ball.
Yeah, and I was just rewatching the game, and it's like even when he was on a drag, this was after he dropped that touchdown. He was on a drag route, wide open. JJ went to the tight end that was behind him. It was a tough catch, The tight end caught it, but Andrew Anthony was wide open on a drag route. So I know he's like, man, I was wide open. So then they come back. He runs a in and out or a dig route, wide open again, and the D lineman bats it down. I know this kid is just like, bro, what can I do to get the ball and make something happen? I'm talking about he's wide open on these plays. And either JJ didn't throw it. It's like every time they something with Andrea Anthony, something bad happens. Either JJ throws it wrong, he drops it, or he just doesn't throw it to him when he's wide open. It's like, bro, let this kid get something.
What's the other buddy's name? The other wide receiver?
AJ Henning?
Curly hair. I think he's like a lighter skin. I forgot his
Ronnie Bell?
Yeah, Ronnie Bell. They said Buddy runs like a 4.3, 4.4. And I've never seen him really they never allow him to take the top off.
They don't let him. He used to when he was younger. I've seen him take last year, his first play and touchdown last year was like a 70-yard bomb from Cade. It was like the ball was in the air probably 45, 50 yards, maybe like 40 yards. But they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and
they don't understand one-on-one matchups, really.
Right. I agree with you too. I think we do have a lot of run-centric coaches on the offensive side, but I don't know, maybe they're just hiding stuff until next week.
That's all you can do is hope at this point. Let's just hope there is, bro. Because please, I hope y'all got a whole playbook ready. I hope.
All right, man. It was nice talking to you, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Let's just hope they do have. I mean, at this point, all we can do is hope that they got a whole big play. Let's just hope they got a whole offense ready for Ohio State that they've been saving. Y'all thought we didn't have this big playbook ready, but guess what? We got tons of great plays, and we about to execute against Ohio State. Go Blue! Let's just hope that that's what they got. Let's just hope. But let's see. Let me read some of these comments. I'm not sold on Andrew Anthony. He hasn't done much all year. And all of that's not his fault. He has made mistakes, but sometimes it was JJ. Sometimes he's been wide open and JJ hasn't seen him. At this point, it's just he's got the worst luck. He's got the worst luck or bad mojo, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, if I want to use this kid and maybe get something out of him because he's got talent, get him the ball on a little wide receiver screen. Call a drag route and just throw it to him. Get this kid some. It's not hard to get receivers some confidence. Throw him a little 5-yard drag. Get this dude some confidence. Like, it's not hard to get a dude some confidence. It doesn't have to be a go route. It doesn't have to be a 30-yard pass. You can throw a 5-yard route, and he can make something happen. Now he's got his blood flowing. Now okay, I'm a part of this team. I knew something was wrong with I knew Andrell Anthony was in a bad place last week when Ronnie Bell fumbled and Andrell Anthony picked it up in the end zone, and he wasn't even happy. I saw him on the sideline, and he was looking like just got his first touchdown of the year. Wasn't even happy because it wasn't a receiving touchdown. It wasn't a jet sweep. It was picking up somebody else's scraps. So I knew last week he's in a bad place mentally, but they're not making it easier on the kid. Get the kid the ball. Get the kid the ball so he can get his confidence, because you might need him. Get him his confidence. You might need him. That's the coach's job, to get that kid where he needs to be mentally. These are kids. So get him where he needs to be mentally. Throw him a little screen. Throw him a little drag route. Give him a jet sweep. But what do I know? Exactly. Get him in space like A.J. Henny, or like they used to use A.J. Henny. Get him some confidence so he can, okay, I forgot I was this good. I forgot I can, okay, I'm part of the team. I don't think this dude has done really anything all year. And that's not all his fault. Seven catches for 90 yards all year. I honestly, I didn't think he had that many yards. Michigan man Jason says, Michigan coaching staff, they're not creative. They don't know how to get these dudes the ball into space. They don't know how to get these dudes the ball. Just like the other caller was saying, wide receiver screens. We ain't seen a wide receiver screen in like 5-6 weeks. Why don't you use this stuff? Like this is, and it's something like that isn't saving plays. That's just, everybody runs wide receiver screens. So it's not like that's something, whoa, they're running receiver screens. Ohio State, they should have saved that for Ohio State. No, it's just like they're not running it. Like, what are you doing? Especially if you got a corner that's 6-7 yards off, throw that little screen out there. Jack says, you asking way too much from our coaches with all this obvious stuff, man. This stuff is obvious, bro. And I have people coming at me like I'm saying something this ain't even profound stuff. This is just like, this is obvious stuff. But back to what the other caller was saying on the culture, and that's what, like I was saying with the getting the right coaches in place to maximize your players. You want the players to get better every year. It's the position coaches that will do that. So you have the goals, like he was saying, Tennessee fans mad, like, because they thought they was going to all of a sudden win a championship. Well, our culture has slowly changed. We had the big culture change last year. We got Don Brown out of there, got some different coaches in. Looks good, looks great. We just want to keep progressing. And as hard as I am on this team, and this year I'm harder on them in these games, because the goals for this team, and these aren't my words, these are their words, is beat the states. Penn State, Michigan State, Ohio State. They got 2 of them down. They still got to beat Ohio State. What was the next goal? Win the Big Ten. What was the next goal? Make the playoff and win a championship. Those are the players' goals. Those aren't what my goals were. I'm just repeating what they said their goals were. So that's why I'm harder on them. Some of the fans, they're just happy to be undefeated at this point, which is great. But they're not really thinking about what the actual goals are, because they've completed 2 goals, but the big goals are still out there. They're still there. You have to beat Ohio State. If you don't beat Ohio State, your main goal goes down the drain. Beat Ohio State, win the Big Ten. If you don't beat Ohio State, that's 2 goals down the drain. Now, if you play Ohio State close and lose to them, you might be able to still make the playoff and win the championship. But if you don't control your own destiny anymore. See, if you beat Ohio State, now you still control your own destiny. If you don't, now we all gonna be sitting watching, hoping USC loses, hoping TCU loses, and hoping Georgia beats LSU. We lose to Ohio State, we're gonna be on here hoping. I'm gonna be alive, like let's hope this team loses so we can still make the playoff. The playoff is the goal for this team. So they've accomplished goals and all of that, but they haven't accomplished the big ones that they set for themselves. I didn't set them. They set them they set these goals. Sim says we already got to play Ohio State in the refs next week. Let's hope we get some good refs. Let's see. Jack, yesterday was a perfect storm for a close game. And it was, with all the injuries, the weather. It was. But our offense is just so Blake focused that when he ain't out there, it makes a big difference, because not only does Blake do everything well, but he's not a slow dude. So when he gets to the line, he knows when to explode. He knows when to be patient and wait. He knows how to do everything right. So he knows how to make the offensive line. He knows how to make the offensive line help the offensive line. Like, he's not just running into the line and there's nothing there. He knows when to be patient. Okay, the hole will be there if I just hesitate a second. Boom, big play. Okay, he knows when to, hit it up fast. He knows how to do everything right. So when he's not out there, it makes everybody take a step back, I believe. Blah, blah, blah. We about to blow them dudes out. I'm not worried about nothing. That's real talk. D. Brown said he ain't worried about nothing. Sad Michigan fan says, I think we're going to get shut out. I don't think that, bro. That probably is a troll account. I don't know. You never know. He probably is a troll. I told all the Voltars Tennessee wasn't winning anything that Swiss cheese defense. Yeah, that defense is just trash. So Spencer Rattler put on a show. Man, he was. And it's sad for Hendon Hooker to blow out his knee like that, because he was making himself some money this year. But and this is another thing, and this is why we have to get the right position, the right quarterback coach. Matt Weiss, he ain't it. He ain't it for the quarterback coach. You need a new job. Like with me, if you're not the offensive coordinator, I'll give you a year, 2 years at least. But by that 3rd year, you got to be showing progress like Gaddis did, embracing hardball ball, but still doing eye candy and being able to scheme up explosive plays. But Matt Weiss is the QB coach. He got to go as the QB coach. They need to get somebody else to be the QB coach. That's just real. Matt Weiss as the QB coach, Ron Bellamy as the wide receiver coach. They need to go. That's just a fact. I'm sorry. I don't have any loyalty to these coaches. If the players aren't showing that they're progressing under you, then you need to go. That's just like Bo Nix. Bo Nix was at Auburn, looking pedestrian most of the time. Goes to Oregon, looks like a total different player. Hendon Hooker. People don't know. I think he was at Virginia Tech like 2 years ago. Comes to Tennessee, gets the right coaching, almost in the Heisman. He's a Heisman favorite or in the Heisman hopefuls. Has done something at Tennessee that hasn't been done in who knows how long. What's the Nebraska quarterback? Adrian Martinez. He goes from Nebraska to Kansas State. Looks like a total different quarterback. Got some big time wins. Goes from looking like a bonehead to looking like he goes from looking like a bonehead with all the talent in the world to a quarterback that looks well coached and is showcasing his talents. It's the coaching in the system means a lot for a quarterback. These dudes will go from one system to another and look like a totally different quarterback. Coaching means a lot. Those coaches spend almost every day with those players, teaching them this, that. If it's not the right coaching, it's going to show on the field. That's just a fact. And that's why I get on these coaches, whoever that position coach is, I'm watching you. Are those players looking like they're progressing under you? Mike Hart. They're progressing under him. Great job. Matt Weiss. You got a 5-star quarterback and looks like he's regressing from freshman to sophomore. I'm watching you. I don't think you need to be coaching my quarterbacks. Ron Bellamy. Receivers look like they've never played receiver before. I'm watching you. You shouldn't be coaching those receivers. You ain't good enough. I'm putting it on these dudes that are supposed to teach them how to get better. Because that's their job. Their job is to teach these guys how to be great. So that's who I'm gonna get on. I don't got no loyalty to these coaches. The loyalty is for me, is for the team. Lauren Peoples, what up, bro? He says, I noticed on Blake's 2 runs, he was ahead of his defenders but ran out of bounds. What's your thought on that if you noticed? I just rewatched the game. I noticed it when he first did it because on that screenplay, he definitely could have probably took it to the house and he went out of bounds. That defender that was chasing him, he had him beat. He should have cut that ball in to see how far he could have gone, but he went out. I'm not sure if he wasn't hurt already, feeling pain in his knee to where he couldn't. All right, I'm going for 6. I'm trying to get because that's what running backs want. You got a chance to maybe get a 95-yard touchdown. That's every running back's dream. And he might have had it, but he went out of bounds. He beat that man. He beat that defender that was chasing him, and he beat him and then went out of bounds. Like, all right. So I'm not sure if he was either gassed or that knee was already bothering him. I'm not sure which one it was. But I definitely noticed because that's not like him. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that too often, go out of bounds, like, all right, giving up on a play. He doesn't really do that too much. So I definitely noticed. Yeah, honestly, I think that knee has been bothering him. I think that knee was already bothering him, honestly. That's what I think it was. Because he didn't, on that run, he didn't look like himself. Because when Blake gets in the open field, and let's go back to the last long run that he really had, Penn State game. Notice in that Penn State game, when he saw the ends, when he was like, oh, These boys done gave me a lane. He turned up like, all right, it's time to be 21 Blake. Let me go on. I got to go. And on that screenplay, he looked like he was like, okay, no, I can't do that. I can't, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference in your mindset. It looked like he was like, all right, let me get as most as I can, but I can't turn it up for 90 yards. I can't do that right now. That's what it looked like to me watching it again. Like I can't do that right now. I'll count 26 said November, don't bother checking weather until 3 days out, hardest month to predict. They praying for no snow, no wind, temps to 80. They might have told him to get out of bounds before the game. Who knows? Some days you're not feeling great. It bees like that sometimes. Yeah, but I don't think you ever tell a player to get out of bounds when he's in front of the defender. He's in front of him and he beats him and then he goes out of bounds. To me, I think that knee, and this is just my opinion. I could be wrong, right, whatever. But to me, watching that, I watched that play like 6 times. I just kept rewinding it and looking at it because I couldn't figure out why he went out of bounds. So to me, I think that knee was bothering him already. That's just what I think because that's just not like him. He don't play like that. Almost never have you seen Blake when he's got a chance to go 80, 90, and then he actually beats the man that's chasing him where he's going to pick up at least 20 more yards. He beats him and goes out of bounds. Blake Corum? Like, think about that. Blake Corum? So I honestly think that knee was probably already bothering him. Let's see. Michigan man Jason says, does Michigan get a pass against Illinois? It was 35 mile per hour winds and 25. All the analysts were giving OSU a pass on the Northwestern game. We don't get a pass. We never get a pass. But I mean, the thing is, if TCU would have looked great, if all the other teams would have looked great, it would have looked bad on us. But literally everybody in the top 5 struggled. So it was just like, oh, this is that kind of Saturday. Everybody, this was just a win, survive Saturday. So it didn't really matter because everybody was struggling to win this weekend. This was just survive. However you got to do it, just survive this weekend before rivalry week. That's all. This was a survive. Just make it out this game. Clearly, Caribbean Rev says, just making sure all chirping bases come back here next week to talk about you playing Tennessee in the Outback Bowl. Even if we lose, we're not going to an Outback Bowl, bro. We've got one. We're undefeated. We'd have one loss. We're going to the Rose Bowl, if anything. At least know the bowl. If you're gonna come in here and talk trash, at least know the bowl we would go to when we lose. It would be the Rose Bowl. This guy. At least know the correct bowl, man. Outback Bowl. This ain't a 9-3 Michigan team. We're undefeated, buddy. So at least know the correct bowl, man. Come on. Let's see. If USC loses one more, we might even make it with the loss. Yeah. So we need TCU to lose. We need USC to lose. Wait, do we need USC to lose? We need TCU or USC to lose. And just because of the SEC bias, we need Georgia to beat LSU, which they probably will. So I'm not really worried about LSU. I think they're gonna lose. We need TCU or USC to lose. So you can't even troll properly, huh, bro? you try to troll, you better come correct over here, because I'll end up trolling you. I'll cook you on here. Nah, well, Clemson, you might be right. Clemson just hasn't looked good, so they don't get that much respect. I'm betting on North Carolina to beat them, but North Carolina struggles against good defenses, so Clemson might beat them too in the ACC championship. We don't need a dang thing. We beat Ohio, man. Is this Stephen Brown? You done made another account. Is that you, bro? Wait, this is D Brown. This is Don Brown. This that Don Brown. That's you. Okay, I remember now, because I got Stephen Brown who be mad because if I don't say we're going to blow everybody out, and I got Don Brown. He kind of like that too. Oh yeah. And this is what I was saying. And I was trying to tell y'all that I think that was D Brown a few weeks ago on that live. Sometimes you have to abandon the run. Fourth quarter, I don't think we gained one rushing yard in the fourth quarter. If we gained it, we lost it back on a screen or something to the running back. I mean, on a flare to the running back in the flats, because we lost like six or 7 yards doing that. But sometimes you have to abandon the run, especially when you got a mobile quarterback. So if it's not there, you tell him, pick up what you can, JJ. If you drop back, you don't see it, pick up those 2 yards, pick up those 3 yards, pick up those 5 yards. Abandon the run, because if you're already struggling in the pass game. You're not getting anything on the run game, so you're just wasting plays every time you run it. And it almost cost us. That's how we ended up. It was 3rd and 3, I believe, and we tried to run Gash, and he lost a yard, and it ended up being 4th and 4. Like, you got to stop. At a certain point, you got to understand, man, we haven't got any positive rushing yards in all fourth quarter. So why risk it when now if you're blowing a team out already, then who cares? But when you're in a close game, you can't afford to every down is important. You have to get yardage. Like, every down is important in a close game like that. That was a big boy game right there. That's big boy football. You ain't nothing free. Wasn't nothing free yesterday. Everything you got, you earned it. Yeah, he trying to get outside. No, and that wasn't the game for that. You got to cut up. This a big boy football game. You say you play hockey, right? Well, you better put on them hockey pads. I'm guessing JJ seems like he's a center if he played hockey. He seems like he playing center or a wing. I don't think he playing defender. He seemed like he's a Sergei Fedorov kind of type. You know what I'm saying? He pretty boy scoring all the goals type. That's what he seemed like. He playing hockey. I'm from Michigan. I know about hockey in the Russian 5. I know about Steve Eiserman and all them boys. Darren McCarty. Yeah, I know. He seemed like he playing center, bro. He don't seem like he out there playing defenseman. I don't see JJ on the on the ice with a tooth missing or something like that. I don't see him that type of dude. He seems like a dude that's just scoring goals. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I see him. Yeah, those overthrows, and that was my thing yesterday. Was like, if you, and when I went back and watched to see if when I was talking about him throwing those overthrows across the middle and stuff, could he have gotten yardage? And he could have. Some of those plays where he was trying to make those throws, he could have got 10 yards. Like nobody was spying him. It opened like the Red Sea for him to just go get what he got, what he can get. And what he has to understand is when he does that, it will make the passing game open up even more for him. Like him going and getting those yards, that type of stuff can break a defense. Because you're picking up crucial yardage when they're actually playing good defense, but you're the 12th man. They haven't accounted for you. You picking up getting crucial first downs. That type of stuff demoralizes a defense, and then they have to have more guys accounting for the quarterback. Like, okay, we got to start watching JJ now. You got receivers. Now you got less guys in coverage on the receivers and tight ends. So he has to learn you can impact the game just as much by running it. Exactly. But then he would do it on a third and 9 or a 4th and 14 or something when they're prepared for it. They looking for you to run it now. D Brown says we are going to beat Ohio, win the big, and then we will have like a month to work out some more things in the passing game. That's why I'm not tripping too hard. D Brown, get in the chat, bro. I want you to plead your case. Plead your case. I want you to tell us how we're gonna beat Ohio State. Just tell them. And I'm not saying we're not. I just want you to the confidence. I want you to tell everybody else why you're so confident. That's if you got the time or whatever. Yeah, his deep balls, they lacking. I can't front. But sometimes he throws a dime. And it's like when he does throw a dime, the dudes don't catch it. It's like, bro, this man, that's the JJ. When the JJ we all expected shows up, they drop it. Oh, appreciate it. D Brown. And I'm not trying to go at you or nothing, bro. I just want you to plead your case. Tell us what you think. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Look, man, ain't no perfect teams, right? I understand the complaints, you know what I'm saying? But we're 11-0, man. Look where we was at 3 years ago, man. We was ready to run everybody out of damn town. Now we getting what we want, and we doing more crying than anything. The team ain't perfect. No, I'm not saying you crying, Ken. You feel what I'm saying? No, but what I'm saying is, look, we good. We good, man. We got what we need to get past these dudes, man. We got what we do need to win the Big Ten. There's a long break after that, man. Like 3-4 weeks, man. We can tweak, get some things worked out. I don't think our passing game never gonna look like Tennessee's or Ohio State's. I don't want it to, because when you pass like that, you lose something in the trenches. I want them trenches right. I told you about that last time. I'm about them trenches, man. We in the trenches. I like our chances.
Are you worried
Georgia beat us because of the trenches.
Are you worried about Blake?
Yes and no. I think he's going to be able to go. I don't know what percentage he's going to be at, right? Um, he was passing out turkeys, I guess, earlier today. So I would think that if he was in such a bad state that he might not be able to play, I can't see him having a heart to go out there and pass out turkeys. I'm just looking at it from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? If I was like that, I don't think I'd be out there
That's a
passing
big
out turkeys. I'd
commitment
probably have my homie go do it.
That's a big commitment to not go do though. I mean, he ain't running turkeys around. He just
I hear you.
Out. You feel me?
Yeah. But then I'm looking at Harbaugh. I'm looking at Harbaugh's attitude. He didn't seem like he was. We know Harbaugh, man. You can tell when he got that shook look in his face, like, man, we're about to get killed. He ain't really got that look, man. So I think the guy's gonna be healthy enough to win, bro.
I hope so, bro. I just
personally.
I mean, I don't know because they don't tell us nothing. Like they tell Nakai Hill Green was supposed to be back week 2. We ain't seen him all year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always just giving both sides because they don't tell us nothing really. So you don't know. We don't know. But
I mean, if Blake is out, man, Blake is out. I mean, saying like for us to sit there and worry about if Blake is out.
If Blake is out,
go ahead.
What do you think? I'm not saying anything. I'm just trying to get perspectives.
Yeah, I mean, if Blake is out, man, hopefully Edwards can go a little bit. But I mean, Blake being out hurts us the same way any star player being out for a team. If you take CJ Stroud out, where they at? I mean, so you can pick every team and say if they lose their guy, where they at? It's not unique to just Michigan, is what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Every team got their bell cow. Every team got their bread and butter, whether it's passing game, whatever the case may be. If you lose a guy, man, that's just how it go.
I understand. I'm just trying to see, because if our offense it's based around this dude. You get what I'm saying? Like there's no guessing about it. Like this dude makes everybody better. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope he can go, Hello?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I had you on mute, man. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what the chat's saying, man. The chat probably lighting me up, man. But yeah, man. Hey, look, the passing game could be better. I get it, Johnny. It can be, dog. But they missing on some crap too, man. Like they missing hard on some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though, man. You know what I'm saying? We know what Harbaugh looked like. We seen Harbaugh run for teams. Harbaugh coached the 49ers. You ain't see Kaepernick throwing for no 300 yards a game, man. Them boys is running that rock, man. That's just how they play. That's his style.
Kaepernick was running that rock too.
So,
I want to see JJ run that rock more.
Yeah. I think he's gonna run it this week coming up. I think we're gonna look like it. I think our game plan is gonna be similar to what we did with Penn State, as far as our splits with our wideouts, some of our play calling, some of our passing attack, the way we use JJ in the run game. I think it's gonna mirror kind of what we did against Penn State and Iowa. Some of these splits that we've been running with, like teams like some of the splits with Maryland, some of the splits that we were running with who else was that gave us trouble? Indiana. Those tight splits, that ain't gonna work against Ohio State and Penn State. Guys like that, you got to kind of spread them out a little bit more, and then create more gaps.
Yeah, they did some real wide.
I don't think they can cover all them gaps. Right. Go back and watch that Penn State game. That's how I think we're gonna look. You know what I'm saying? More dynamic like that, more explosive, not this grinded out shit that we've been seeing with like Indiana and stuff like that. Personally.
Got you. I appreciate it, bro. I just wanted to get your perspective because there's only so much you can type out, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if I don't understand,
King, I appreciate it, though, man.
I just start stuff. I don't be liking to do that, so I try to give people a chance to say what they think.
No doubt, man. Hey, man, we got these boys, man.
Yes,
38-17ish, man. It's gonna be ugly, bro. It's gonna be ugly, King. Watch. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Do your thing.
Got you, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just be wanting to get people's perspective. Like, okay, you say we're gonna blow them out. Tell us how. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, because you can only say so much in the little chat. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really get somebody's real perspective. Like, let me get this one in. Let me get this. Appreciate the 199 super chat. The Warrior Wall says, if we fix the issues on offense, is there a shot? Definitely. Like, let's not. I'm gonna let you in a second, Darren Buckeyes. Let's not get it twisted. Michigan's defense, they played bad. If playing bad is giving up 17, I take it. If that's bad, I'm taking that 17 points. So the offense just needs to do enough. Stay on track. Move the ball, kill the clock, keep Ohio State off the field. See, when Blake got hurt, we weren't able to sustain drives. In turn, Illinois is hitting us with Harbaugh ball or Bielema ball and running that rock, and our guys are getting tired. They're doing a little hurry up, and guys are getting gassed. We're not able to change out guys and use our depth. Guys are getting gassed, and they slowly gashed us on a couple drives. But they still couldn't finish it. So the offense and the defense have to complement each other. The offense has to stay on the field, so our defense isn't on the field all day getting gassed. And while they're getting gassed, Ryan Day is going to be figuring them out. He's going to be figuring out what they can get away with and what weaknesses are. It's hard to figure that out if you're going 3 and out or you going 6 and out, running 6 plays and then getting out. So that's the thing. Let's see. You live, bro.
Hey, yeah, Johnny. I like hearing everybody perspective of the game. I love hearing what everybody got to say. It's very interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like everybody more prepared. Like they more like, wow, this is a big game now. Because early in the year, more Michigan fans was like, oh, we might got a chance to win this one. But they see that like without a good offense, you're not winning the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like what Don Brown saying, or D Brown, whatever. He said some good things, but Michigan is not just going to run. Like, let's say they do beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten and face Georgia. There's no way Blake Corum is just going to run. Like, they're not just going to run Blake Corum against Georgia. Like, they're going to lose badly.
Yeah, definitely.
So I get what everybody's saying. Like, JJ needs to be effective, and he's not. And on the other hand, they're saying CJ is not like, he's not this good Heisman that everybody's talking about. But it's because it's just so hard for him to be as good as he can be, where he's put in bad positions every down, or we just handing the ball off. It's either CJ Stroud got to make a play or hand the ball off. That's the whole offense.
Yeah. Because he does he makes some plays.
And I heard somebody say that I'm too hard on the coaches. Just go back since 2003 after Ohio State won their first, the national championship in 2002. The coaching has been like mediocre all the time. Every time we hit the big stage, we lost 2 national championships in a row because of coaching. People don't understand that. Like, that's why everybody say Ohio State gets to the big level and we lose. That's so true because of our coaching. It's not because of players. Like, it's not like, Santonio Holmes fumbled or Ted Ginn fumbled. It's like we just lose the game because of coaching. We never lose because of a player. All around, it's the coaching. They never execute coaching at a high level when it needs to be versus high competition. That's just all I'm saying about Ohio State coaching. When they coach right, we're dominant. We don't lose. When their coaching is regular, it's not going to get us nowhere.
Facts. That's facts. That goes for every team. And that's why I'm hard on our coaches and people get mad. It's because you can get away with a lot of stuff with our talent against 95, 98% of the teams that you go against. But
exactly,
once you play that 2%, that 1% teams,
exactly, you got to switch it up.
You don't have to switch it up and be prepared to execute on all phases. not
Exactly.
just one phase of the game.
And that's why Nick Saban is the GOAT. He's the GOAT of college football, the best coach ever.
No,
That's all
he
because
is.
of the Alabama is good strictly off great coaching. It's not because of players. It's coaching and development. That's what made Alabama what they are today. Coaching and development. Great coaching and great development.
No, all his coaches, they're either future head coaches or former head coaches from NFL coordinators. All these dudes are coaching elite.
Like elite coaching. Like this is, and I'm an Ohio State fan saying this. Like you have to be elite in the big games to be successful. Look at what Ryan Day is doing. If he does, I want him to beat Michigan. I want him to win the Big Ten championship. I want him to face Georgia. Watch what they'll do to us with that regular offense he's running. That puts CJ Stroud by himself, where Georgia is just going to attack CJ Stroud.
Yeah, they're gonna attack him for real.
So you have to do jet sweeps. He ran a jet sweep versus Northwestern. He didn't do it ever since. We faced Indiana. He didn't do it. We just faced Maryland. He didn't do one. That's not his offense, but he don't know that when you open it up, you can still run your offense. You just got to open it up. You don't have to run your offense the whole game. You open your offense up, and that's when CJ Stroud is going to help you. That's when he's going to be elite and use his arm as the Michigan fans want JJ to do. Use his arm to give it to his receivers. That's what CJ Stroud would do. That's what he's going to do. But you can't just give it. You can't just say, CJ Stroud, get this first down for me. First and 10. Shotgun. Yeah. It's just bad coaching. Jet sweeps, reverse, screens. We don't run that. We run one and that's it.
Yeah, you sound like me, honestly, because that's why I always, and people try to talk about the jet sweep, they're on to it from like, no, they're not. We just don't run them. We don't run them.
You got to open it up.
And if we do when we did run jet sweeps, we'll run a jet sweep reverse without giving it to the jet sweep.
Exactly.
At first. You can't
talk about that
before the horse.
Exactly.
You got to run the jet sweep 2-3 times. Then you do the reverse.
You talked about that. You said you can't just they don't know how to set up plays. And Ohio State does that. Ryan Day is in charge of the offense. That's why I'm putting all this pressure on him. He does that. He does what you want Michigan to do. But what he does is he does it repetitive. Oh, he said this works, so let me just keep doing it. No, they're going to key in on that. Defense is going to make adjustments. So that's when you have to make an adjustment. Jet sweeps work. Reverses work. Screens work. That's what opened up the defense. You have to, we have Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison, Emeka Ibuka. Just give them reverses. They do great. They don't get lost in the backfield. I never seen nobody get tackled off a jet sweep. He make it seem like it's a negative play to run. That's what opens up the offense. That's it. It's simple.
Yeah, because you get the defense looking at something else.
Right.
Whether it's just a decoy. You have no plan of giving it to that jet sweep or throwing it to them, but they have to account for it. They have to account for it.
It's simple football. It's not hard.
This stuff is simple.
It's not hard. It's just I just want to face Georgia so bad. And I just want Ryan Day to do the simple stuff, because Ohio State is a national championship team every year. It's just the stupid things the coaching does from game after game. They don't make the good adjustments that other teams do to counter them. They think other teams is just going to fold because they're Ohio State. Everybody wants to punch Ohio State in the mouth every game. We get everybody best every game. So Ohio State has to know that. Okay, they're going to come with this, so we have to be prepared. That's coaching.
Yeah, I think Ryan Day, it's
up to him.
He's just a pass guy.
Yeah, he's stubborn. He's a stubborn coordinator. He's a stubborn. I think he was great on the offensive coordinator, but he runs the whole offense. This is him. Nothing goes through. Nothing. This is all Ryan Day. He has the whole offense. He can make this offense a lot dynamic by making the game simple with just sweeps and reverses all the time. So defensive ends can look at that. So they got to be like, okay, I can't just focus on CJ Stroud. Okay, let me look at this wide receiver coming through.
Yep. All that stuff has to be done. The best offenses that are consistently doing their thing, they do all that stuff, but they have plays off of it. So they're
Like
running it to set up something else.
exactly. And what I got to say about Michigan, they're good. Like they are great. I have to say that. Like they have a great team. I can't believe Jim Harbaugh even like formed this type of offense. It's just that he has to make it work. JJ is the key. This offense goes as far as JJ takes it. Corm is great. Like I just got to say that he's a great back. I would love to have him as a Buckeye, but he's just all around. He knows how to cut. He knows how to get first downs. He knows how to break tackles. He's low, so it's hard to tackle a dude who's low to the ground. You're not just going to tackle him easily. He's low to the ground already. He's explosive. So that's what I got to say.
Yeah. Blake is a beast, but if we wanted the furthest to get to the furthest level, which is the playoff, and to win it or make the championship, JJ is gonna have to get to that next step. That's just a fact. But I appreciate you calling in, bro. I don't know if he left or what, but yeah, I mean that kind of sums it up. It's just we got to you have to get these, you have to get the whole part of the game. Like, yes, the running game is beautiful, it's great. But we saw yesterday what happens when somebody stops it. Oh, what happens if we don't have Blake? And we don't know if Donovan Edwards is going to be able to play. What's your plan? So right now, them boys, and this is just me, if I know Blake might not be 100%, I might take that game plan of we're just going to do what we normally do. I might just put an X through that joint, like, all right, new game plan. How can we consistently move the ball, and what do we have to do? More screens, more running back screens, more running back screens, more wide receiver screens, jet sweeps. I got to bring the jet sweeps back. Running jet sweeps, more fakes, jet sweep reverses, more fakes to the jet sweep. I'm bringing that jet sweep every time to create hesitation. So they have to worry. I'm bringing that every time. Pass play, running play. I'm bringing that sucker almost every time. Like you have to, with Blake, if Blake isn't 100%, and I doubt he is, you're going to have to change up that game plan. Because if you try to come out there and do what you, and run that ball like we've been doing all year with these other players, even if Edwards plays, because he's not Blake. Jim knows when he smells run and he's keys run, he's bringing those linebackers. He's run blitzing, and I will give him this. He's coached them boys to when they come, them boys is coming. I ain't gonna front. You watch Ohio State and them boys key a run, or they done called to run blitz, or they blitzing, them boys is coming. I'm talking about no fear, no hesitation. They are coming. So that's just it right there. You ain't, if you ain't got Blake and he keys in on it, that he is going to, them boys is going to be smashing CJ Stokes, Isaiah Gash. It's going to be like that. They're going to be coming through smashing them like Witherspoon did. I promise you, them boys, when they see run, they are coming. You can get mad about it, or you can say they ain't, whatever. They are. I've been watching Ohio State. Them boys is coming. They're coached well on that run blitz. I promise you. Yeah, they coming. Like it ain't no they still soft or whatever. They call that run blitz. You gonna find out them boys ain't soft. I promise you. Them boys is coming. I'm like, that's one thing I will say. Their run blitzes, it's impressive. They're coming with no hesitation, no nothing. They are coming like some dogs when they know it's time to eat and you throw that food out there for the dogs and they just come running, that's how they're coming when they see run. They are coming. Like, so it's just crucial that that the staff understands that. Like, if you ain't got Blake, you're gonna have to scheme up your best game without and to do that, you need extensions of the running game, something you have failed to do pretty much all year. Extensions of the running game, which is the jet sweeps, which is the reverses, which is the wide receiver screens, which is the running back screens, which are the drag route. A drag route that's 5 yards, that's almost a run play. I mean, honestly. Johnny doing reverse psychology right now. I wish I was, bro. I don't watch these boys. I'll be watching a lot of Ohio State. If I don't watch the whole game, I go back and watch their defense at least, because I don't really need to see they offense that much. I watch how they run in short yardage, which they still struggle with that somewhat still. But as far as their run blitzes, like when they and this is what I'm talking about. When you line up in a certain formation and they know it's a run, I promise y'all, them boys are coming. I promise you. It's impressive. It is. Like, this is not me riding Ohio State. This is just me as a football fan being impressed at what I'm seeing. Like, I'm just telling you, when them boys know it's a run, they are coming, and it's well coached. Call it what you want. Good comment, William Rivera. Let them come. Throw it right behind them to Edwards on the slot or tight end and jump them. Facts. Exactly. So no, and this is what was going to be part of my video when I made the pregame analysis or whatever. With them keying in on the run like they do, to where they run blitz and they're coming, you need play action, play fakes, play action, RPO type stuff. So when they come, because they're coming, they're going to take those false steps. They're going to take them. You throw it right behind them. Use their aggressiveness against them. So no bull, no cap. Them boys see run, and they done called the run blitz. They coming. I promise you. I ain't gonna lie to you on here. Them boys is coming, and it's impressive. I promise. I got an IG, bro, but I don't post Michigan stuff on there. I probably should have just a Michigan IG, but I'm behind on all that social media stuff. If I had somebody running my social media, who knows how big my content might be at this point? But I'm slick old. I look like I'm younger than I am. I'm slick old, so my social media presence isn't where it should be. Yeah, but and this is if Blake is out, because Blake makes the offense. He takes it up a notch. Like he Donovan Edwards, he's not Blake. He's not Blake. If Donovan Edwards is probably best suited in the passing game, coming out of the backfield, stuff like that. Now, or screens. Blake is just good at everything. I can't point to anything he's not good at. So if he's not available, or if he's not 100%, that makes teams more aggressive. Or if we don't know if Donovan Edwards is going to play in this game. All we're doing is hoping at this point that both of them can play. So if they can't play, and this is the thing, just like with Georgia last year. Okay, what's our plan if Georgia stops the run? They didn't have one. They didn't have a plan for if Georgia stopped the run. So this is my thing. What's our plan if our top two backs can't play against Ohio State and we can't run it and get 5-6 yards a pop? What's our plan? That's what I'm talking about. You have to have a plan for this type of stuff if you want to be prepared if you want to be prepared for bad situations. So that's why I talk about this stuff. Okay, we lose Blake and Donovan. They're not they can't play. Them other boys ain't dynamic enough for us to run it down Ohio State's throat. They're not. I think Illinois just showed us that last week that they're not dynamic enough to throw it to run it down a team's throat. So if them two boys are out, what's your plan? Because they might not be there. Even if let's say they start the game, they might not finish the game. What's your plan? Team P reacts. He says, JJ. I need a better plan than just saying JJ. I need a better plan than just saying JJ. That ain't no plan. That ain't no. I need more than that, JJ. Somebody say JJ. Somebody said JJ. I need a more. Do you elaborate more than just JJ? That ain't telling me enough. Wolf of South Beach says, "Do you think Mason Graham and Will Johnson can be game changers Saturday? I think we need to force a few turnovers and sacks to come out of Columbus with a win." That's a fact, bro. Mason Graham is a beast. He's a beast. That's just. He's a beast, and Will Johnson he's becoming that also because he's physical. He'll come up and hit. He's one of those dudes, and to me, this is the difference between 5 stars on defense. Most 5 stars on defense, they don't hesitate. When they see something, they fly to the ball, like Will Johnson against Michigan State when he got put in the game. They ran a few screens, and Will Johnson coming from 6 yards away, boom, like a missile. Like, who is that? Oh, that's that 5-star. That's Jabril Peppers, same thing, 5-star. You threw a screen or something, he wasn't hesitating, boom, flying off the screen. So I think that's the difference in those 5 stars. They don't hesitate. They see it, they do it. But yeah, they can be game changers, definitely. Definitely. We gonna have to get a few sacks. That's for sure. James Simon, appreciate the 199 super chat, bro. He says, "Keep up the good work, bro. Coming from a Buckeye." I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. Because I get guys that get on here and they be getting mad at me because I be talking about the team. I'm just, bro. I just want us to be prepared. We have to get to the point to where we get everything right, and then I just like I said with Don Brown, it's going to pay the dividends. You get the right coaches in these positions that are developing players and getting the most out of them. You're going to see the dividends. But when you don't have the right coaches in the right places, you're going to notice it. Like, why aren't we getting the most out of these guys? Oh, it's because the coach isn't coaching them up. The coach isn't doing a good job. Ron Bellamy, I'm looking at you. Matt Weiss, I'm looking at you. So that's the next step. Get the right quarterback coach. Get the right receiver coach. Yeah, Stokes and Gash not going to necessarily. Yeah, they're not. CJ Stokes was getting popped. CJ Stokes, Witherspoon. I seen you. What you said? Will Johnson is a Witherspoon. Woo, that boy was hitting. That boy, no, he was hitting out there. I'm so defensive minded, and I just love to see hitting. I almost cheered watching that game. I almost, God, you that boy. I'm about to start cheering for Witherspoon out there. That boy out there flying around laying wood. I'm like, he almost making me forget I'm a Michigan fan. Let me calm down. This dude out here hitting. I'm becoming a fan of this man. That's what I like to see. Ain't no slowing up. Ain't no arm tackling. I'm running through you. Tired of y'all. It takes a certain amount of aggression and intensity to play defense, and you have to play with the great defenders. You playing with a chip on your shoulder. Like, I don't care who it is. And sometimes I would get like this at practice, to where I just came in, I'm having a bad day. My life ain't about nothing right now. I don't care who you are. I'm about to take it out on you. Oh, you the big corner. Guess what? You caught it. I'm wrestling you down. I'm grabbing at the ball all the way to the ground, dog. This finna be a long practice for whoever it is. I'm going at you, and I'm talking stuff the whole way. I don't care. Oh, you used to play in the NFL. I played semi-pro. Oh, you used to play in the NFL. Oh, okay. I don't give a. Guess what? I'm working at Pizza Hut right now. I came here after work. Guess what? You finna have a long practice. I'm in your head all game. All practice. I don't care what your accolades is. I'm at your neck. So I'm on you. But that's the type of mentality you have to have if you want to get to that next level. You have to have a passion about it. Jay Marion says, I won't be mad if my Raiders draft Witherspoon. Yeah, hey, like I said, dude can play for my team. Dude can play for my team. Dude plays with some passion and heart. That's always a good thing. Bobby Ian, I appreciate the $10 super chat. He said, I would love to see you do play-by-play live on YouTube during the games. I saw other guys doing it. It would be cool to see your analysis and reactions real time. Anyway, thanks for the content. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I be so into the game that I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't do it. But I might try to do something like that. I just be so locked into the game and in all my chats with my friends and stuff. So game day, I got a lot going on, and I'm just so invested in it, like, bro, like just sweating, like, oh my God, them close games, like, God, the close games, it's just, I'm in here yelling. For real. Hey, bro, that was my life at that time. I'm working at Pizza Hut, dog. Oh, you used to play in the NFL? Oh, okay, I don't care. Guess what? You lined up against me right now, and I'm having a bad day. I'm finna take it out on you. So let's get it. Yeah, bro, I'm working at Pizza Hut. This was when I was playing semi-pro. I'm getting up, going to my first job at like 5 in the morning. I'm getting off of my first job, going to my second job at Pizza Hut. Then I'm going to practice. Then after practice, I'm going to work out. Now on another day, let's say I didn't have to work my morning job. I'm getting up, going to get my cone drills in, getting my cone drill, my footwork, and getting my reps in with my technique. Going to do that, going to work, working out, then going to practice. After practice, probably go work out again or do some more footwork drills. Or maybe even do some footwork or go throw with my nephew. So that's just but that's what it takes just to play. That's just to play. You have to commit half of your life, or your whole life has to revolve around working out, eating right, getting your steps in, getting your footwork drills in. So that was just my life at the time. I'm doing all this while I'm working at Pizza Hut. So that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it was. But to be good, you have to put the work in. Let's see. Coach did mention, what was it? Olawatimi's dad. I think they said Olawatimi's dad, I think he had brain surgery a couple days before the game or something. Laura, people says, I wonder if any of our players and coaches follow you. Start direct messaging them. I used to direct message some of the former players. They don't, I mean, I guess they so big time, they don't even go into DMs unless it's probably a chick or something. But I was surprised that guy that said he was a beat writer for OSU or whatever, or I was surprised he watched me. So you never know who's watching, I guess. Contrell said, go from laying the sauce to laying the wood. Dedication. And that was, because that was, you know, when you realize, and this is just part of my story, you know what I'm saying? When you realize that you probably wasted a lot of the years of your talent. We're all blessed with talent. Like, and that doesn't have to be athletic ability. You might be a great painter. You might be a great carpenter. You might be a great cook. You know what I'm saying? You might be a great video game player. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about maximizing your talent. You know what I'm saying? To get to have it take you somewhere in life. You know what I'm saying? So I realized, like, I used to watch the NFL and players, and I used to watch it and be like, I'm good enough. I could do this stuff. So it was just me like, all right, this is my last chance to give it a go. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what was going on. Like, I was like, I can still do this. So let me go and give it one last go. But that's what it's about. You know, athletic ability is the one thing, like, if you don't maximize it when you're younger, you're never going to reach your full potential. It's just not likely of what you could have been. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's big. And that's why whenever I see kids that play football or any sport, or I see these dudes in college, like I ran into some USF players and I gave them a little speech or whatever about maximizing what the opportunity they have, because athletic ability fades fast. By the time you're 30, you ain't you're not half the player you were or could have been at 25 or something. You're not that anymore, unless you're just a special type of unless you're extremely blessed. So when I see these guys, I try to talk to them like, bro, like, you have to make the most of your opportunity right now, because you every day in with an athletic ability, it can be taken away from you at any time. You could fall down some steps and all of a sudden you done hurt your knee or something. You could just be running and you tear something and you're never the same. You know what I'm saying? So athletic ability is the one gift that can go so fast. You know what I'm saying? If you're a great cook, I mean, it's going to take a lot for you to not be a great cook anymore. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So this other stuff, but athletic ability, it can be taken away from you just like that. So it's you got to maximize on it. Like, Matt McLean says, but I have mentioned before, we needed the Illinois game. We have been on cruise control this whole season. It's hopefully built character for a rivalry game. Yeah, we definitely needed that because we didn't have any adversity all year. We just even like people that didn't watch the Maryland game, we were up 14 we were up 14 or whatever, and they got that last touchdown with like 30 seconds left to make it look closer. But we didn't have any real adversity like, whoa, this is a tight, close game. We could lose. We haven't had that all year until yesterday. Michigan man says, I play OT and DT in high school. Man, I wish I wouldn't have broke my neck. I could have been really good. I like defense more. Yeah, that's a fact. Like athletic ability can be taken from you just like so fast. It's here today, gone tomorrow, here in the morning, gone in the evening. So it's just crucial that you maximize that talent. And I try to, if I don't care, anytime I meet somebody and I see them, whether it's somebody playing Pee-wee or if it's like the USF players I met at the gym one day, I always tell them the same thing: make the most of your opportunities and be great. Like, be great. Yep. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. I used to hit the hut after basketball practice, man. Whatever it takes to get the job done. Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's see. I guess I'm going to read a few more of these and I'm going to get off of here, y'all. Yeah, we did look bored. If there's bad weather, I think we got the upper hand if Blake and Donovan are out there. I think that upper hand, I think we lose that upper hand if we don't have our top two backs. Because we're not going to be able to exploit them in the run game like that with Stokes, Gash, and Dunlap. Because there's a big drop off. There's a big drop off from Blake and Donovan, from Blake Donovan to CJ Stokes. Like you going from A minus, maybe B plus with Donovan and Blake to C minus maybe. It's a big drop off. I mean, it just is. And honestly, if I'm not sure if Blake is gone this year. If Blake is gone, then we need to go after Allen. What is it? What's his name? Bryce Allen, or I think it's Allen, the Wisconsin running back. We do need to go after him if Blake is leaving. Now, if Blake stays, we don't really need him. I mean, I guess you can never have too many good backs. So rumor is they knew they had to win OSU game to make the playoffs, so they sit all the guys who are on the brink of coming back and practice mostly for OSU. I mean, and I honestly expected Mike Morris not to play because he's important for that defense. He's very important. So I expected him not to play. I expected Donovan not to play. You know, I expected those guys not to play, honestly. But just because they held them out, that doesn't guarantee they're going to be ready to play. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we think they just holding a guy out and they'll be ready the next week, and then they still don't. So we're going to find out. It's just the thing I hate about college, and I really do hate this. They don't have to tell you anything. I look on these apps because, you know, I'm trying to find information to tell y'all and just to know myself. You know what I'm saying? Nakai Hill-Green hasn't been on one injury report. Nakai Hill-Green hasn't played all year, but he's not on an injury report. We haven't even heard about Nakai Hill-Green since the second week. After the first week, Harbaugh said it's a soft tissue injury. He should be ready to go week 2. We haven't heard anything else about this man all year. Haven't seen this man. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure he's getting a red shirt year, but they don't have to tell you anything. They're like, all they have to tell you, he's working through something. So you don't know if he's gonna play or not play. He's working through something. Oh yeah, he should be. Hopefully he's ready to go. Like they give you nothing. Does Ohio State have the real upper hand? Do you believe Michigan can really win with JJ looking that bad? Yeah, if we're able to run it down their throat, yeah. So he won't have to make that many throws. But if we're not able, Ohio State doesn't. Ohio. Let me calm back down. Ohio State has the upper hand if we're not able to run the ball like we have all year. Because our upper hand is keeping the ball from them and grinding the game out, making less possessions for CJ Stroud in their explosive offense. But if we can't stay on the field and we're getting 3 and outs or we're not able to consistently move the ball, they've got the upper hand. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I'm about to get off of here myself. Nah, bro. We don't. I mean, you might be right, but we don't hear anything. Like right now, all we're hearing is the MRI came back negative, no structural damage. That's all we're hearing. And they're going to tell him not to say anything. You know what I'm saying? So we honestly won't know who's available until the game starts and we see who comes out there. And even if, let's say the game is, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out of here. Let's say, okay, it's Saturday. Blake is out there warming up. Blake is out there. Okay, all of a sudden he looks like he's wincing. And then all of a sudden he's not in the game anymore. So yeah, it seemed like Blake was going to play, but he's having pain in his knee or something. Now he's not playing anymore. So you know what I'm saying? Like these things, this is real life. This it's not Madden. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be prepared. You have to have a script for the offense. If Blake is there, you have a script. If Blake is not there, you have a different script. You just have to, if you're smart. Now, if you're not smart, you'll just, okay, we're going to run the same stuff if Blake is in or if Blake isn't in. And if they do that, it's going to be problems for us. It's crucial for them to have a different game plan for if Blake is there or if Blake is not there, healthy. If they don't do that, we're going to have a problem. And it's going to be the stupidest thing that they could have done. It's going to be off of arrogance and stupidity for if they don't do that. And that's not acceptable. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. I'm about to get off of here. I appreciate all the super chats. I'm probably going to make that. I guess I'll make the pregame video for OSU probably tomorrow. It's probably going to be 2 videos because I'm going to be talking alone. They'll probably be about 30 minutes apiece. But I appreciate everybody joining me in here. Yeah, I watched some of that game. But I appreciate everybody joining me in here and, ranting about whatever and enjoying the live shows. If you want to get your opinion out, click the link when I post it, when I go live. You know what I'm saying? Say your piece. I'll just let you talk and get your piece so we can all get everybody's perspective. But I appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.